The night shift at Westmont Towers was usually quiet, just the hum of fluorescent lights, the distant rattle of the elevator, and the rhythmic swish of a mop. David Lane, a single dad in his early 40s, moved from hallway to hallway with practiced ease. His dark hair was flecked with silver, his work shirt was faded at the elbows, and his sneakers had seen better days. But his eyes so calm, steady, and kinda were the kind people instinctively trusted. It wasn't the life he had planned. Once, he dreamed of becoming an engineer. But after his wife passed away when their daughter Emma was only 6, bills didn't care about dreams. So, he took the first stable job he could get, a janitor for Westmont Towers, one of the tallest corporate buildings in the city. Ma, now 11, was his whole world. She was bright, curious, with the stubborn streak that reminded him of her mother. Most nights, he picked her up from the small apartment they shared, brought her back to the building, and let her do homework in the lobby until his shift ended. It was supposed to be another ordinary night up until the CEO herself, Victoria Hale, appeared in the empty hallway. She was everything you'd expect of a woman who ran a multi-million-dollar company: sharp suit, diamond earrings, a presence that seemed to make the air around her straighten its spine. But her eyes were a broken bar different tonight. Not cold, not calculating, almost a broken bar desperate. "David," she said, glancing down the corridor as if making sure no one else was listening. "I need a favor." "A strange one." He blinked. "Sure, a broken bar. What is it?" "My father is in town," she said quickly, "and has a broken bar, persistent about me settling down. He's arranged a dinner for tomorrow, expecting to meet my fiancé till the copyright, which," as she exhaled, "I do not have." David frowned. "And you're telling me this because a broken bar?" "Because I need someone I can trust, someone who doesn't want anything from me, just for one night. Pretend to be my fiancé till the copyright." He stared. "You want the janitor to be your fake fiancé till the copyright?" She gave a tiny shrug. "You're steady, respectable. I've seen the way you treat people, and frankly, you're the only man in this building who hasn't tried to impress me." Against every instinct screaming at him to say no, he heard himself agree. Maybe it was the weary hope in her eyes, a broken bar, or maybe it was that she said trust like it was something rare. The next night, David put on the only suit he owned, a gift from his late wife, bought years ago for a cousin's wedding. It still fit, though the cuffs were fraying. Emma gasped when she saw him. "You look like you own the building," she said, grinning. Dinner was a broken bar. Strange. Victoria's father was all booming laughter and shrewd glances. He studied David like a puzzle he couldn't solve. But David stayed calm, answering questions honestly without revealing too much. Then came the moment he didn't expect. Emma, who'd been told to wait at home, suddenly appeared at the restaurant. She had walked 3 blocks alone, clutching something in her small hands. "Dad," she said, slightly breathless, "you forgot this." She placed a worn photo on the table. It was the 3 of Thema: David, his late wife, and toddler Emma, laughing in a sunlit park. The edges were greased from years of being carried in his wallet. "This is my mom," Emma explained, looking straight at Victoria's father. "She taught me that love isn't about money or fancy dinners. It's about showing up every day, like my dad does." Silence hung over the table. Victoria's father looked at David differently now, and not as an underdressed stranger, but as a man who had kept a promise life tried to break. Victoria's eyes shimmered. She reached for Emma's hand. "You know," she said softly, "you might have just made me believe in real love again." The dinner ended on warm laughter. No business deals, no charades, just people sharing stories over dessert. Victoria later admitted she didn't care what her father thought anymore. She just wanted friends who were real. She and David remained close, not as fake fiancé till the copyright, but as 2 single prints: Victoria to her rescued niece, David to Emma, helping each other carry life slowed. And Emma, she never stopped telling people how her dad fooled a CEO into thinking he was a prince, just by being himself. Because sometimes, the grandest impression you can make, a broken bar, is simply showing up with kindness.